What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, everybody? What's going on? Oh, man. Left lane, what up, what up? Let me get a sound check. If you guys can hear me okay, put a 1 in the chat. Make sure this shit is not on mute. Gary Cook, what up? Wet Willie. Yeah, chop that trucking game, SoCal. T-Bone, what up? All right, cool. We got a 1 in the chat. Anyway, what's going on, people, man? Today, what up, Prince? Today, class is in session, man. Today, class is in session. Today, some of you guys are going to be reminded about some shit, and today, some of you guys are going to learn some shit, right? U-turns in the building. What up? What up, Bulla Woods? What up, Shannon? How you doing? DL, what up? What up? And also, what I'm gonna try to do is make some time. I'm trying to squeeze this live feed in with some other stuff I gotta do. So hopefully I can get this all done. You guys know it's on my channel, man. Some videos have been getting dropped, different things, right? The tubes hate me, man. Most of my alerts never go out. And I know that by looking at my analytics, right? If you guys do YouTube, you can look at the analytics. It tells you as far as at what time people watch your videos, their age range, their males, female, United States, Canada, out of country. Tells you how many people watch you that's not subs, how many people watch you that's subbed, all that kind of stuff. So I look at the analytics to find out that my alerts just don't go out. That's crazy. But anyway, how many of you guys? God damn it. See? Hang on a second, people. Shh. Got a phone call. That's what I'm talking about. It's typical, man. Studios, they always want to call it the wrong time. The studios. So they want a 40-foot container move from one location to the next location. But I'm live, so all that's gotta wait. So how many of you guys have watched the James Best live stream yesterday? That knows what's going on, put a 1 in the chat. And also, here's my thing too. If you guys actually read the title, you guys actually read the title, put a 2 in the chat. I like you guys, being involved with my live streams, right? This ain't the library. I want you guys part of the live stream just as much as I'm being part of the live stream. So check this out, right? There's always a lot of talk about cash trucks, lease trucks, running a cash business, running an all credit card business. There's always all this talk of shit that goes on, right? But then when something happens, people are like, "Oh shit, I didn't expect that to happen." But the reality is this, right? Myself, you know, Jason Andrew Jackson, we're real big on, especially when you start business, right? When you start a business for your first time, pay cash for the first truck. A lot of people take things in different perspective, right? Oh, they're just trying to flex because they got the money to pay cash for the truck and I can't afford it. So, he's making fun of me and he's flexing on me. It's not even the case, man. Look, I don't know none of you guys personally, right? And so when we make these YouTube videos, I'll speak on me. When I make my YouTube videos, I have to speak as far as the general people that watch me, right? Um, because and I have to come up with a bulletproof plan because you guys ever remember you guys watched I don't need to say his name. But you guys watched other folks tried out what he said. It didn't work. You guys failed. You guys go back on his channel and guys bitch and complain how it failed. And then somebody says, "Well, you didn't work the plan right. You didn't work the plan right. Damn it! You didn't work the plan right." But the reality is, this trucking shit is simple as fuck. We can complicate it all we want, but the reality is, this shit is simple as hell. And when I talk, there's a lot of ways, to eat a piece of cake, right, as we call it. But the reality is, I try to set you guys up with a bulletproof plan for success because I don't want you to fail, right? And some of you guys are in your own way of that. So you guys can buy, you guys can start your business and get your trucks all kinds of ways, all kinds of ways. But the best thing for you guys to do is instead of thinking like a truck driver or thinking like a business person or think like a whatever, how about you think like a bank? Think like a bank for a second. Think like an investor, right? Because when you guys are starting your business, and this is gonna help you old schools out there too. So don't get it twisted. So give the message some time, right? But at the end of all this, I'm gonna tell you some good ways of how to structure your business to be successful. Because I've heard it all on here. I've heard coach say, "Hey, I don't want to get my own authority because I could get in a bad accident, I get sued, and they can take everything and all that." No, they can't. And if you structure your business right, they cannot, right? But there's so many ways of doing this shit, right? But if you think as an investor, think as a bank, right? How does a bank, if you turn in an application, how does a bank think? I know you guys are a little confused on this message. Hopefully, as time goes through this, you're gonna understand what I'm getting at. But think about this, right? If you were a bank and you're gonna loan somebody some money, right? Take your personal bullshit out of the thing, right? If you're a bank, would you lend yourself money? If you're a bank in your current situation, would you lend yourself money? Like only you know your real situation, right? By the way, Salad Boy, you're absolutely right, man. Absolutely right. How many likes do I have in this bitch? Because I got shit to do. And if the likes ain't up, where you guys are paying attention, I can just get out this motherfucker and do my day. Let's take a look. What's the likes look like, people? I know that's wrong. What, 12? Wow. On my screen shows 12. Anyway, it'll probably be a while if I go live again. So check this out, right? So James put out on a story, that and let's go back in time, and then I'm gonna make this a teachable moment. I'm gonna teach you guys some things of a way to actually successfully um, build your business, right? And I want to say this too, and hopefully I'll have time to get more in detail. If you're an owner operator, right, it's harder for you today than 10, 15 years ago to be successful. Now, before I get into cash credit and all that shit, briefly I'll explain why. Used to, you'd have trucks that the only time you went to the shop if the water pump was messed up, or the AC went out, or belts or maintenance, or the air compressor, or some bullshit, some minor stuff, right? Today, if you have your owner operator the one truck today, and the newer the truck, the higher the risk. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. The newer the truck, higher the risk, right? So if you got a 2025, it got some more shit on there than the 2020s. If you got a 2025, you got more sensors, more bullshit to go wrong and put you in the shop than a 2020. And the craziest thing is this: SoCal, but I'm under warranty. That's cool. I personally had trucks um, going to Peterbilt for 3 months. For 3 months. Matter of fact, I had two brand new trucks, and you guys know the story. I had two brand new trucks at the same time go into the shop for these sensors that they did not have in stock for 3 fucking months. If I was an owner operator and I had that one truck in there for 3 months, think about it. You're making a truck payment, you're making a trailer payment, you're paying on the insurance, you're paying on all the authority. You got to support your household for 3 months. You got to support your kids for 3 months. You got to support everything for 3 months. If I had an older truck, that truck wouldn't be in the shop for 3 months. It would never have that problem. That problem was on new trucks, right? Do you guys see the difference? What I'm trying to explain to you? So, so used to, even as an owner operator, you're guaranteed success as long as you want to work. People today, people today become an owner operator, and they're programmed that, hey, I gotta get a brand new truck. That's cool. Now my truck was under warranty. 3 months. I'm glad at that time because I had two trucking companies, right? I'm glad at that time I had like 10 or 13 trucks on Next Level Direct to absorb two truck payments, trailer payments, and all the bills. It didn't even affect me. And on top of that, let's say you're not an owner operator. Let's say you got a driver in there. What driver do you know is going to sit home for 3 months? So in most cases, if you don't have another truck for that driver, he's quitting to go somewhere else. He's not going to sit. He might love you, like you, whatever, loyal, all that kind of shit, but he's got bills too, and he didn't plan to sit down for 3 months. So now you lose the driver that you invested into for your company. You know, the shit about these trucks, man, is crazy. These things about these trucks makes it harder for everybody to be successful, right? One thing, I'm in California. You guys are in these other states where you guys really don't have to have a brand new truck or nowhere near truck. I don't know why you guys are programmed. You guys are got to have these kind of trucks, right? Now, that's why I'm telling you guys, owner operators have it harder today to be successful than 15 years ago. That's why. Now, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this video about cash credit, in a successful business. I remember one time James used to tell everybody, hey, man, I got all these credit cards. Credit is king, cash is queen. You know, James is my dude. So understand this is I want you guys to learn something from this, just as he has learned something from this, right? Um, but as he spoke on, man, I can rebuild my engine 4 times on my credit cards. You guys remember all that kind of stuff? And a lot of us will be like, no, man, cash is where it's at. Cash is where it's at. So here's what happens with credit cards, right? Now it's okay to have credit cards, but you don't want to be dependent on credit cards, right? So when you guys are starting a business or having a business, you guys want liquid. You guys want a way to get liquid, right? So if you guys have, let's say you guys got 3 credit cards. Now, James spoke on this. It happened to him, right? You have 3 credit cards. I'm gonna make up some numbers, so it doesn't even matter. Don't get stuck on it. Let's say you got 3 credit cards. They're $50,000 a piece, right? Let's say you got, and I'm telling you guys this to teach you guys something, right? Let's say you guys got an 800 credit score. You guys are walking around, look at me, look at me. I got 800 credit score. I got $150,000 in credit. Well, how much cash you got? Oh, I ain't worried about cash, SoCal. Shit, I got 150 in credit cards. I got 800 credit score. I can get a loan from anybody anytime I want it. I can get a line of credit. I'm Gucci over here, man. I don't need cash, right? What is wrong with that picture? It looks good, right? It sounds good. And if on a perfect day, perfect everything else, that's cool, right? But I try to teach you guys trucking with the worst case scenario, right? Worst case scenario. So here's what has happened to folks, right? Here's what happens, right? Alana says Bez holds 24 credit. He don't hold 24 credit cards no more. Here's what happens, right? If you don't use a credit card for a while, they cancel it. It's happened to me. Like I get them just to have some, just because it's easier. Because I can give a driver a card, say, "Hey man, go to so and so, whatever, and get what you need." It's easier than that than me handling what if I than handling a driver some cash and say, "Bring me back the change and the receipt." Right? It's easier just just to just to do that, right? And so it just makes things more easier, right? But I've had cards that cancel because I never used them, right? So what are you saying? What up, Team Tiny? Wait, you know where I can get three $50,000 credit cards? Absolutely, Team Tiny. You know, I could tell you guys don't watch me too often. Maybe I don't speak on it too much, but I started a we're getting off track for a second. Me and my nephew started a new company last year to build people's credit, fix people's credit, and help people, stuff like that. They get lines of credit for $150,000 plus, credit cards, whatever the fuck you want, right? My son, he's 18. He's got credit cards, up on the $10,000 range. He's got a 740 credit score, and I'm building his way where he's got to go. So yeah, there's places where we can get credit cards for that. But anyway, I'm making up these numbers, so understand that, Team Tiny. So you got this guy. He's got the 800 credit score. He's got the 3 credit cards. He's doing great. He's doing trucking. Everything's cool, right? During the CV19 situation, or maybe it's after that. I don't know. Somewhere in there. I mean, James told a story, right? On those $50,000 credit cards, let's say you used $10,000 on each one of them, right? No big deal, right? How many of you guys understand credit? If you understand credit, you understand how credit scores work and credit cards, put a 1 in the chat. Let me see where you guys are at with knowledge with this shit. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand. What I mean about that is, your credit score looks at you, they want to see your credits, they want to see your credit cards under 30%, right? Here's what's crazy that can hurt you with a credit card, right? One single credit card can kill your credit score. Here is how. Here is how. You have one credit card. Let's say you max that thing out. Put in the comments, how many times do you get hit on your credit score if you max out a credit card? How many times? Put in the comments. I'm going to give me a drink. Put in the comments. How many times, if you max a credit card out, how many times will they lower your credit score? I don't know if you guys know this or not. Understand, guys. Me and my nephew, we do have a credit company. So the stuff I'm talking about is stuff I know, not what I guess. So let's say you have a major breakdown on a truck, and then we're gonna get back to the guy. Let's call him Chuck, right? Because I don't think anybody knows a Chuck. Chuck's got an 800 credit score and 3 credit cards, 50,000 apiece. We're gonna get the Chuck story in a minute. Okay, we're gonna get the Chuck story in a minute, but a teachable moment. Let's say you have one $50,000 credit card. Let's say your engine blew up. It was $50,000. You said no problem. Let's say you got an 800 credit score. You swipe that card, you pay for that engine, right? Don't worry about it, SoCal. I can handle that engine. What'd you do? Why swipe my credit card? Oh, okay. So what happens? What happens next? Well, first the credit card company is gonna the credit score is gonna hit you for the first time for being 30%, right? You're over 30%. Bam. You look at your credit score. Fuck, man, my credit score went down. I'm more 30%. Boom. Next thing you know, it hit you again for being over 50%. Then it hits you again for being over 80%. And then next thing you know, the credit card does some weird ass charge, whatever, puts you over a little bit over your credit limit. Could be at $10. It don't even matter. Next thing you know, they hit you again for being over your credit limit. So that goddamn 800 credit score could drop all the way down to like in low sixes with one credit card. This credit shit is crazy as hell, man. The reality of this credit shit is like it's really unfair, right? It's really against you, right? So let me tell you something else. If you dispute something on your credit, right? Sometimes it could fuck with your credit score if you're trying to dispute, right? This shit is crazy how that shit works. Anyway, just so you know, right? Just so you know. So let's talk about old Chuck, right? Chuck has a similar situations as old James. Old Chuck does, right? He's got an 800 credit score. He's got three credit cards, right? You know what I'm saying? He's bulletproof. He don't ever have to worry about planning for the worst case scenario because he's motherfucking Chuck. He's motherfucking Chuck. Nothing happens to Chuck. Chuck's got it all worked out. His next door neighbor said, Chuck, man, instead of getting this goddamn all these Corvettes, and instead of fucking living over your means and all that shit and blowing all your cash, bro, put some of that shit up for the rainy day, Chuck. Put at least 10 or 20 G's in the bank, bro. I ain't worried. And Chuck says, I ain't worried about that shit, you crumb snatching fucking retarded ass fucking employee. I'm a motherfucking boss. I got this. You don't know shit. He tells his neighbor, right? Chuck has $10,000. $10,000 on each card, right? The crazy thing with credit cards is they can do whatever the fuck they want, whenever the fuck they want to. Next thing you know, you like the story, huh, Earthworm? We got to make it fun and entertaining, right? What up, Jerry? So next thing you know, the credit card says, hey, you know what? Chuck don't use 50,000 on these goddamn credit cards. You know, let's lower the credit line down. So, you know, good old cool Chuck was under that 30,000, right? He was under that 30,000. Then the credit card company said, fuck it. Let's fuck Chuck. Lower all the credit cards down to 10 grand. Bam! Chuck now had $150,000 in credit lines on credit cards. Now he's only got the 30 in between the three. And guess what? He owes 10 grand on each one of those credit cards. What did that do to Chuck's credit score? Put in the chat. What did that do to Chuck's credit score? He went under 30% on only owing 10 grand, doing everything he was supposed to do. He did nothing wrong. And here the credit card company said, what up, Josh? Said, you know what? we're gonna fuck Chuck, right? And they lowered his goddamn credit line to $10,000, bro. What the fuck happened to Chuck? Put in the comments, people. Don't be scared. Come on. Are you guys business owners? I mean, you learn that shit as kids, I hope, right? I mean, I teach my sons this growing up. I teach my kids that, yeah, you can have the credit card, but make sure you got the money in the bank of whatever you swipe on that credit card. Because here's the crazy shit about credit. Here's the crazy shit about credit scores. Here's the craziest shit, right? Especially when you want to buy houses and all that kind of shit. You have to use your credit, right? You have to, what they call, maintenance your credit. You have to go get credit cards and you have to fucking go do all this shit, you know. But the thing is don't depend on the shit, right? Don't depend on it. Don't let that shit be your lifeline. So Chuck went to the neighbor talking all that shit to his next door neighbor. And his next door neighbor, he pays everything for cash. See, Chuck, he's got a brand new $108,000 Escalade in the driveway. He spoils his wife, man. You know, he likes to spoil his wife. Like, she's got a brand new, you know what I'm saying? Brand new fucking Maserati sitting next to that Escalade. And his neighbor, he's got a Chevy pickup truck paid off and a real nice Camaro. Nice shit though, not junk. Nice Camaro paid off, right? And he always shitted and talked shit about the next door neighbor, right? Next thing you know, Chuck being the owner operator that he is, his credit score dropped down into the 500s. Because that can happen. It's just crazy. You could be over 50% on your credit and it could drop you 100 points. One thing with credit is crazy. It'll drop fast as hell and take forever to come back up. That's the craziest shit. I think credit and credit score and all that kind of shit, I think that's designed to be against you so people can make money from you, if that makes sense, right? So, Chuck, his transmission went out, right? His transmission went out. Now he ain't got no manual. He's got that fancy ass automatic in his truck, right? A clutch on an automatic is $8,000. I don't know what the fuck the transmission, how much it costs. I never replaced one, but we're gonna make up a number. You know, this is a story, right? You guys like story time, right? If you like my story time, put a one in the chat. Once in a while, I get on this motherfucker and we do story time. That's what this is. If you like that shit, put a one in the chat. But even in story time, you guys are gonna learn some shit. No matter if you're brand new in trucking or been in it for 20 years, you're gonna learn some shit, right? So Chuck, we're gonna say, what up, Jerome? We're gonna say his transmission was $30,000 to fix it. Well, goddamn, Truck went to Credit Karma and found out his motherfucking credit score is a 590 right now. A 590. Now, Chuck's got 3 credit cards he's trying to pay on. His truck's in the shop. Needs a transmission. Chuck ain't got no income. See, this is where things can go really, really nice for you to, fuck. Oh, fuck. Here comes this shitstorm right now. It can be from, you got the baddest ass life in the whole wide world, pop your fucking collar, I'm a bad motherfucker, to I'm so fucked, I want to go on an Empire State Building and jump off that bitch and not be on Earth. Right? Because some people are built for bad times and some people are not built for bad times, right? I always want to tell you guys and teach you guys to prepare yourself for worst case scenario. But the problem is a lot of folks don't, right? I'll get more into detail on that, but a lot of folks don't. Where's the likes at right now, people? God damn, man. I don't ever put cash apps up, none of that shit. It says on the bottom of the screen, hit the goddamn like button. Can everybody hit the motherfucking like button? God damn. That just shows me how many people are paying attention to my story. That's all it means. It don't mean that you like or agree with anything that I say. It just shows how many people are paying attention. So the 58, 60 people in here and I got 12 likes, I got 12 people that's listening. That's all that tells me at all, right? So check this out. So now old Chuck is at the house and he's all the way fucked, right? He didn't save no money. He's got like maybe like $5 grand in the bank, right? He's okay for right now, right? But now he's mad, right? Because he says none of this is his fault. So he's really, really mad right now. He's got a wife and kids, right? They all look up to Chuck, right? Because look at Chuck, man. Look at Chuck! Can anybody look at motherfucking Chuck for a second? Everybody looks at Chuck and wish they had Chuck's life. He's got the brand new fucking truck that he's making payments on. Brand new. Motherfucker's nice. Whatever color you guys like, that's what color that motherfucker is. That bitch is nice. You know what I'm saying? He's got that badass black on black Escalade. He's still making payments on the motherfucker. He still owes the whole 108 grand because with his credit, he got zeroed down. We'll fuck you later on. Take this bitch right now to your house. He's got that bitch. He's got that badass brand new fucking Maserati, you know, not paid off. You know, he probably knocked $1,000 off in the 3 years he's owned the motherfucker, 2 years he's owned it. But god damn it, everybody in the neighborhood looks at old Chuck. That's kind of like how YouTube is, right? Don't you guys think sometimes, or social media, especially Facebook, right? I look at this Facebook shit, and this shit is crazy as fuck. Like, there's people on social media, when they turn on the camera, until they turn that motherfucker off, everything's full of shit. It's hollow bullshit, straight up. But people that watch social media, they don't know that. They're like, man, I wish I could be like so-and-so. Damn, I wish I could be like so-and-so. These motherfuckers could show you all kinds of cool stuff. And when they turn the camera off, their whole fucking goddamn fucking household's falling apart. They can be on this motherfucker and show how badass of a fucking man they stand on, businesses they want, all that. They turn the camera off and their wife tells them what the fuck to do. Chuck! Didn't I tell you to do those motherfucking dishes? Yes, dear. Chuck! Take these motherfucking kids to school, man. I'm busy. I got a fucking nail appointment at 9 o'clock, Chuck. Yes, dear. Chuck gets on. I'm gonna go live on YouTube, or I'm gonna do a Facebook page, and he stand next to his fucking Escalade or Maserati. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, motherfuckers. I bet you guys wish you guys could be like me, motherfucker. Look how we hold it down out here. This is Chuck. I'm out. Click. Wife walks out. Chuck, what the fuck are you doing? I'm taking the kids to school like you said, dear. Come on, people. Think about that shit. Anyway, let's get back to the story. Old Chuck. Goddamn Chuck, man. We're going to have to do some series on old Chuck. Chuck's a fucking idiot. See, SoCal done told Chuck how to do things, right? The cool thing is, Chuck and the neighbor, well, really, the neighbor watches my channel and learned a lot. Chuck sometimes is too goddamn good to pay attention and listen to anybody because he's motherfucking Chuck. You can't fuck with Chuck. 800 credit score, Chuck. 3 fucking credit cards, 150 G's on a credit card, Chuck. You can't fuck with him. But the next door neighbor listens very humbly. Next door neighbor has 2 paid off vehicles and $250,000 sitting in the bank account. Nobody knows what the neighbor's got. He don't tell nobody. He moves in silence. He knows nothing. He has a house payment, but he put so much a chunk down on that motherfucker. The house payment is cheap as fuck. So he owns the house. The house don't own him. You guys know the difference between that shit? You guys know the difference between you own the house or the house owns you? You guys know the difference? Put a 1 in the chat if you know the difference. It's the same thing with trucking. You own the truck or the truck owns you. What do you mean, SoCal? I'm on the slow bus. SoCal, fucking explain. You got me lost. Well, let me explain. You're an owner operator. You got a brand new truck. Matter of fact, fuck it. You bought it back during the CV19 things when they're $300,000 for a goddamn international, right? 300 grand, right? And your fucking payment is like, I don't know, 4,000, 5,000 a month. So you got to run your fucking ass off to make that payment. Your kids don't see you. Your wife's like, God damn, I'm horny and Chuck ain't even fucking home. Like, I need some of that D. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? I didn't get married to be single with these goddamn baby kids. Like, where the fuck is this motherfucker at? Right? That's when the truck owns you. When you own the truck is you got a $600 or $700 truck payment, or you cash that motherfucker plumb the fuck out and got no payment. And you're like, and the debt of the truck don't control what you do. I work today. Fuck, I'm gonna take next 2 weeks off. My kids, they need me to, coach soccer or whatever. And so, I'm gonna take the whole fucking month off. See, that's the difference. And that's the same in this business, right? Either you own the business or the business owns you. And if the business owns you, you're making the wrong business decisions. And look, here's what I try to tell folks, right? And I know nobody listen to me because I don't know shit. Ever since you guys known me, I've always had my own fucking authority. You guys always see me buying trucks or doing something with trucks. You never see me stress the fuck out. Now, I ain't saying I don't get stressed at times because drivers will stress you the fuck out. I will tell you a stressful story that just happened to me. But it ain't nothing that can be handled. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty easy, right? I mean, I got the newest one I bought. It's a 2022. It just sits in my yard. I have 2 yards. It either sits in my yard or it sits in my house. Just chills. Now, I decided I want to go do a run to get out a little bit. So tomorrow I'll preload and I'll deliver it on fucking Friday, and that's it. But very seldom I drive my truck. It's just sitting there saying waxed up and polished. It looks good sitting there, right? It looks good, right? But the difference is, and I'm telling you this for one reason. Because I own my business. My business does not own me. Right? So back to Chuck. Motherfucking Chuck. Back to fucking Chuck. Here goes Chuck. Back to the story. So Chuck, his shit's in the shop. And this has happened to so many different people. This is probably happened to some people that you guys even know. I remember one YouTuber, well, a long time ago, I let him borrow a truck to go to the oil field because he couldn't afford to fix his truck. Later on, I found out the dude is a piece of shit. Anyway, that's beside the point, right? But old Chuck's got his truck in the shop. So he goes to his bank. His bank says, they look at things, right? They look at his credit score at a 580, 590. The credit scores, his credit report shows all his credit cards are maxed the fuck out. Right? It's going to show that credit cards are maxed the fuck out. Guess what? Bank says, nah, Chuck, you're a fucking risk right now, Chuck. I can't fuck with you, Chuck. He went everywhere trying to fucking find a loan. Next thing you know, his truck payment is due. Chuck can't make the fucking truck payment. You want to know why? Because it's either the goddamn house or the truck. Tell me, people, what comes first? The wife and kids and that fat ass house note and all those fucking the Maserati and that Escalade and all that crazy shit they do? Or that poor truck sitting in the shop that earns all the fucking money? See, that's the thing about people, right? They don't think. The truck is what makes you the money. But motherfuckers will say, well, fuck that truck. And I mean this on everything. I'm talking about maintenance. If your truck needs maintenance, if your truck needs something, for some reason, the house always gets the money before the truck does. Quick example, and we'll get back to Chuck. Now, these numbers are going to be retarded, stupid, right? And I'm doing it on purpose because I don't need a motherfucker in my comment section or watching this saying, so Cal's talking about me. And then you're all in your fucking feelings. So I got to make these numbers ridiculous so we know we ain't talking about nobody in particular, right? So let's say that house, talking about Chuck's house, right? Chuck's shit. Let's say with those car payments are like $2,000 a piece. His house notes probably $5,000 because he lives in California. And then the lifestyle his wife and kids have, they cost about another $2,000. So let's just say Chuck only made $11,000. Well, the motherfucking house, let's say, expenses is 10 grand. He'll take care of the house for 10 grand and tell the truck, okay, we got $1,000. What can I do with $1,000 on my truck? Well, I can go wash it. That's $200. That's about it. The rest of it, I mean, it's whatever, right? And that's what the fuck happens, man. That's what happens. That's life in 2025. That's what a lot of folks do, bro. When the reality, you and that truck is a partnership. Little sisters all day, you already know. You and that truck's a partnership. That truck should get every fucking thing it wants. And then the house. And if there ain't enough money for the house, that means your lifestyle is overextended. That means you overextended your lifestyle. That means you need to make some fucking life-changing decisions here. But you can't do that though, because if you try to help a motherfucker, now you're considered a hater. Oh, fucking Chuck will be like, God damn, motherfucker hating on me because I got that Maserati and I got that brand new Escalade, hating on me. Hating on me because I got 7-car garage, hating on me. No, motherfucker. The neighbor ain't hating on you, he's trying to help you. But the neighbor's got $250 sitting in the bank. And Chuck is stressed the fuck out. So now, guess what? Chuck gets late on the truck payment. He gets late on, because, remember, we'll have to call, his nickname is Credit Chuck. Okay, he don't believe in paying cash for shit. I tell you guys to pay cash because worst case scenario, if you guys make a lot of fucked up bad decisions, you can always park your truck, go company, learn from your mistakes, which turns into a lesson. So when you hit the road again with your truck, you learned a lot of shit, right? But it's too hard when you have payments on shit to park it and go work for a company. You see what I'm saying? So Credit Chuck didn't pay cash for nothing except for the truck wash. He don't pay cash for nothing. He's still making payments on his motherfucking wife. You heard? He's still making payments on the wife. Because that relationship is full of shit too. Because if that bitch don't see money coming in, Chuck is down the fucking road. Right? So he's got to keep flaking her off some, I mean, call it what you want it, but really that's low-key tricking, right? Hey, man. Anyway, so Chuck's in a situation now. Chuck, he's trying to save for his truck getting repoed, his trailer getting repoed. Now he's about to be late on the mortgage payment and the cars. Now he's got to go up to his fucking scale of 1 to 10 wife. She's a 10. You know what I'm saying? Her nails was like $200. Her hairdo's $800. You know what I'm saying? She's a high maintenance broad. Kids, same way. Now, don't get it wrong. Don't take this the wrong way. The neighbor's got the same wife and kids, but see, he cashes everything out, so it's all good. He's in that neighborhood where the next door neighbor, he's got a 1 to 10 wife too, and he can just fuck all kinds of money after his wife because he's got $250 in the bank because it don't go to interest payments of nothing, right? Or if he makes loans on vehicles, he pays half down or something. He makes it where it's just the payments are cheap as fuck, where he can get on unemployment and pay the shit, right? But Chuck don't fucking think like that. He don't think like that. See, here's what I want you guys to think about for a second, right? If Chuck was on social media, right? And this is what I try to tell folks. Why try to prove yourself and overextend yourself for a bunch of strangers that watch you? Nobody even knows you, right? That's the craziest shit. Chuck, he's fucked. Chuck is fucked up. Like, what situation do you think is going to happen to Chuck? Put in the comments. What do you think is going to happen to Chuck? Put in the comments. I want to know. You guys know a Chuck in your life, in your world? I know everybody's got to know at least one Chuck. Come on. Does anybody at least know one Chuck? If you know at least one Chuck in your life, put a 1 in the chat. So nobody knows a Chuck? Crazy. I've known so many Chucks. And I just know better, right? I just know better. I'm like, this ain't good. See, rest area closes. I'm Chuck. I didn't want to ask how many Chucks you got in the comment section because hopefully we don't have no Chucks in here, man. But Chuck is in trouble. Chuck is going to lose that truck, lose that trailer, lose his business, lose every single car in the driveway, probably have to lose the house, right? Most likely he's going to lose the wife. So all those bills are going to turn into alimony and child support. You know what I'm saying? And Chuck's going to be in a 1-bedroom apartment and mad at the whole fucking world. Mad at everything. Mad at trucking. What up, Toga? Mad at trucking. He'll get on social media and say, fuck trucking. There ain't no money in trucking. My name is Chuck. Credit Chuck. There ain't no fucking money in trucking. Fuck trucking. Stay away from trucking. There ain't no money in trucking. His next door neighbor's a trucker too. But he's either got extremely low debt or zero debt with money in the bank. You know, I had a dude in my comment section on a video that I did about Prime, right? And he was like, why would anybody listen to SoCal? He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's been driving for Hurricane for 2 years. The fuck? What the fuck? Like, where'd you come from, bro? I showed a Hurricane truck when we flew out to fucking Oklahoma. I interviewed these people, including the shop, learned about Hurricane. We cashed out a truck and drove it back with a rental car in the truck. At what part did I work for anybody but myself? As long as you guys know me, I've had my own authority working for myself this whole time. You guys know me. As long as I've had this YouTube channel, I don't know what, 10 years or better. At what part did I work for Hurricane? But is the ignorance that we have in the world, right? Is the ignorance we have in the world. But yeah. But Chuck is in deep shit. He really is. Credit Chuck, he's fucked. What up, G Way? Hey, you guys see G Way, man. Rock with him, man. Go to his channel, subscribe to him and all that shit, man. G Way, he's he's pretty quiet on his moves, man, but he does RGN and all that kind of shit too, man. So check out my dude G Way. But the whole thing to this, we can all giggle, we can all laugh and all that, but there's a lot of people out there like that. And if people get on here and talk shit about trucking, don't sit back and be like, damn, trucking's really fucked up, huh? No. Pump the brakes. It's fucked up for that guy that says trucking's fucked up. I've never told you guys that, hey man, trucking's fucked up, man. There ain't no money in trucking. I've never told you guys that. For me, I'm good. Now you can say, SoCal, you're full of shit, SoCal. Fuck that. You ain't gonna trick us, SoCal. You're like that motherfucking Chuck, SoCal. Fuck that, SoCal. You say that, but I bet your bank account, I bet your this and that says different, SoCal. You're hurting just like this motherfucker over here, man. Fuck that, SoCal. If that's the case, then why is it you guys see me buying semi trucks? Like I just bought that one 2022. You guys see me buy it. I paid it all off except for like 25 grand is all I owe on it. You know, when I got that motherfucker, it was like $100,000 truck. So if it's if trucking is bad for me, if there's no money in trucking, how the fuck did I buy that semi truck? If trucking's bad for me, how come I paid it all off by 25 grand? SoCal, if you think you're tough, you'd have paid it all off. No, because you gotta maintenance your fucking credit. One thing you guys gotta understand is how to maintenance and maintain credit. It's cool to have credit. See, either people are on one way, fuck credit, it's gotta be all cash, or it's the other way, fuck cash, it's all gotta be all credit. No, you should want both. You should want both, right? You want to maintain some credit, right? If you go get a loan, you got $100,000 truck, but you only owe 25 grand on the motherfucker. That makes your business look good, right? It looks like you're in control of your business. Does that make sense? So when you do that, it still shows you have credit history on your business. It still shows you can make monthly payments. It shows all that stuff. You know, the problem, where's my phone? The problem with trucking that I see people. Let's see, what is this? Can I get $15 for In-N-Out, please? Hang on a second, guys. Hello?
Guess what?
Well, don't tell me now because I'm on live on YouTube. But listen, if you're gonna go to In-N-Out, I'll transfer you over some money. But call Kat and see if she wants something too.
I gotta go back to school if you're going to In-N-Out. I'm just going for lunch.
Oh,
That's
okay.
my lunch break right now.
All right, I'll send it to you.
All right, thank you.
I love you, son.
Love you, Dad.
All right, bye. Crazy kid. Hang on a second, guys. You transfer him some In-N-Out lunch. He's got money in his account, but he just wants me to pay for it. I'm like, all right. Crazy kid. I'm so proud of him, man. He's got a 4.0 GPA straight A's. He's a 4.8 or some shit like that. So what my son does, here's what he's doing. Just if you guys want to learn from my 18-year-old, here's what my son does. Hey Dad, can you send me over $20 for lunch? $15 for lunch, whatever? Sure, no problem. He'll go over there, swipe his credit card. He's got a credit card, people. 18 years old. He showed me one credit line of like $8,500. But he's gonna go over there, swipe his card, and then he's gonna pay it off with the money I sent him. Smart kid, right? I wonder where he learns that from. But anyway, motherfucking Chuck, he's gonna get on. He's gonna hate life for a long time, man. Because, and one thing I want to tell you guys is this: when you guys are making bad choices out there, you won't notice it the next day. Sometimes when you make bad choices, sometimes it takes a whole year to find out you're going broke. Sometimes it takes 2 years of bad choices to find out you're going broke. But once it happens, there's no slap you in the face. If you like that Chuck story, put a 1 in the motherfucking comment section. God dang it. Fucking, I know you don't want to hit the like button. At least put a 1 in the comment section. Even if you're watching the replay, I want to see some 1s in the comments on my replay. Investment plan is the point, and you have to calculate it with all the details. If you know what you're doing, and if you're seeing huge inflation with a stable interest debt, technically you can't lose. The thing is, guys, is this. And I keep saying this, and I think I lose people when I say this. Success and everything starts with you and it ends with you. It does. Some people should humble themselves and ask for help from the right people. Right people. I'm going to tell you one more Chuck story. If you guys want to hear one more Chuck story, put a 4 in the chat. I'm making you guys work today. We're putting numbers in the chat today, damn it. I'm going to make sure you guys are paying attention. So now it's a 4. So if I don't see no 4s, you guys ain't paying attention. I got to get to the bank. I got to go wire some money, people. I got to go wire some money. I got to go wire some money to Chuck. No, I'm playing. What up, JF? And I'm also going to shout some of you guys out that I didn't shout out too, man. Because one thing I do want to tell you guys, man, is I appreciate everybody that rocks with me. And here's what I tell you guys, right? Just because I'm not a YouTuber, but I'm a content creator, right? And between me and you guys, there's no difference in none of us, man. We're all here to make money, to support our families, to do what we got to do, right? When I was a supervisor, before I started my trucking business, I was a supervisor of a multi-million-dollar company. And when I was a supervisor of a multi-million-dollar company, I used to tell the drivers and tell everybody there, dude, if that's not a story, I got stories, bro. But I used to tell, let me just tell you this part. When I got there in that position, right? The drivers, tell me if this is fucked up. The drivers, so like the dispatchers, right? Supervisors, dispatchers, the same thing over there, right? If a driver wanted to get off early, right? They would have to give that supervisor, dispatcher money or bring them lunch. Like, they treated them like shit. Like, I got there, they try to give me fucking money and try to buy me a fucking lunch. I said, hold the fuck up. I said, I'm just like you. I said, we got different titles. We do different things for the company. But the reality is, you and I are the same. We're both here to show up to make money for our families. It doesn't matter what fucking title I have or what title you got. And I said, and I believe in being fair. So as things happen, we don't need people at that time, they go home if they choose to. Yeah, that shit was fucked up, man. That's another time, another story. But yeah, I've seen some fucked up shit, man. But anyway, so how many 4s did I get? 2 4s, 3 4s, 4. So you guys don't want to hear another Chuck story. You guys didn't like the first one, I guess. This is a real true Chuck story I was going to tell you too. That was crazy. Broken intro. I didn't put an intro. Those drivers were broken. Nah, man, it's the way of the world. It's the way of the world. If he one truck pony, that truck better be solid. Who cares how it looks? But here's the thing. Looks ain't shit. You can have a brand new, I'm trying to tell you guys, I had a brand new truck, 10,000 miles, and went to the shop for 3 fucking months. I'm going to tell you something right now. If you have one truck and you're making payments on that truck and you got a household, wife and kids, and your truck goes in that fucking shop, even under fucking warranty, because everyone's talking about this warranty shit, even under warranty, 3 months is a long time to sit there and not go to work and pay all your trucking bills and all your house bills and still live, and then still able to get the fuck out the shop, pay your fuel and get money. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you guys this other truck story. Man, what the fuck? I gotta hurry up and go. What the fuck? Oh my god. My son just sent me a text message. My available credit increased. I have $11,626 on his credit. That's what he wanted to tell me when I said I was live. That's what he wanted to tell me. So his credit increase on his credit card to $11,626. Hang on a second.
Hello.
$11,000, son. Remember,
Yeah.
don't use that shit unless it's in the bank. But I'm live. We'll talk more later. But only use that shit if you got the money in the bank, son.
I'm aware. I haven't been using what I don't have. That's
Perfect.
why you haven't even came nowhere near to that amount.
Perfect. Love you, son.
Love you, Dad.
All right, bye. Yeah, he's fucking 18 years old, man. See, as a parent, I believe there's more than putting a roof over your kid's head. I believe in teach them about life, teach them about credit, teach them about everything. This kid's got a higher credit line than some people out here. You know what I'm saying? And you heard the fucking phone conversation, right? He knows. Don't use what you don't have. That's what I taught him. I taught him what he knows. As a kid, they know nothing. They only know what the parents teach them. Understand that. 11,000 at Scooter Boy's yearly income. What up, P. Patel? What up, buddy? Hey, I don't know who Scooter Boy is, but that's funny as hell. All right. So let's do this other story, and then I gotta get off. How many likes do I got? Let me look. I know I get all excited about the likes. I get it. Let's see. 46 likes. All right. That's doable. That definitely deserves this next Chuck story. When I go live, I'm trying to tell you guys, man, this is 2025. I'm gonna be telling you guys some of these stories but you're gonna learn from them. There's a lot of shit I want to cover, man. So just be ready on these live streams. They won't be on my I increased 92 points in 2 days, and he gave me a life emoji on his credit score. He says, I'm about to hit 850 soon. You're a fool. My son's so crazy. Yeah, he's funny. He's getting a kick out of it. But anyway, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? But that's cool. But check this out. And I've told this story before, but a lot of you guys never heard this story, right? So here this story goes, right? One of my mentees worked for what company is that? Landstar, right? He worked for Landstar. And he had a paid off truck. Matter of fact, he bought the truck. He bought the truck from me, right? And oh, here's another person too. Hey, Jerome, do you still got that 386? Yes or no? Put it in the comment section. You still got that 386? We haven't talked in a minute. But this poor dude, he had a paid off truck, right? But it had a cat in it and everything else. And old Chuck, I don't know how he got mixed up with Chuck, but Chuck had a brand new Kenworth T680, right? Brand new. And so check this out. Somehow they got on some dedicated shit where they start doing the same thing together, right? And goddamn Chuck kept making fun of motherfucking my mentee, saying, "Look at you, man! Look at your fuel mileage." Because everybody gets, fuel mileage count. I get it, but come on now, right? So he kept every time they did a load, he would get fuel and my guy would get fuel, and my guy spent a little bit more fuel than him. He had a big old Caterpillar, kidding in that motherfucking thing, right? My boy would be first on the hills and shit, but he had a cat, had an older cat in it. That motherfucker's drinking, she gets thirsty, right? Cats get thirsty, you know what I'm saying? They get a little thirsty. And so every day he's fucking with them, right? And then so he called me up, like, hey man. I said, what's up? I'm gonna trade this thing in, man. I'm talking to this guy. We run every fucking day. He's only spending this in fuel and I'm spending this, and he keeps dogging on me because I'm an idiot. I said, why are you an idiot? I'm like, you control your business. You're 100% paid off. You control your destiny, your business. You control the business. The business don't control you. You're good, man. Don't worry about what that guy's saying. So I'm fighting this with him for like months, right? And the dude even gets his girlfriend involved. Like, me and my girlfriend, man, we went to the truck lot, man. It was so hard to trade in my paid off truck, man, but I didn't do it, SoCal. But even my girl wants me to do it. She loves those pretty new trucks. I said, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. A couple weeks later. What happened to Chuck, guys? A couple weeks later. Let me see what you guys come up with. What happened to Chuck a couple of weeks later? What happened to Chuck a couple of weeks later? I'm waiting. Nobody knows what happened to Chuck? Nobody can guess? Tears. Come on, guys. What do you guys think happened to Chuck? Why you do that? I'm gonna do this. Yeah. I took electric bus to Florida and I made so much money. I deadheaded from Miami, Florida back to California. Deadhead. Ooh, what the fuck just happened? My damn internet just flashed. Does Marco still work with you, SoCal? Nope. He went home. His son needed him really bad, so he's home running local. Yeah, but me and Marco, we still talk. He's still cool people. What's G-Way say? Truck broke down. Oh, we back. How long did it go down? I think my internet just flashed. And I got some crazy internet, man. This internet, was it 1 terabyte up speed, 1 terabyte down speed or some shit? Like, it's crazy because my son's a crazy ass gamer. So is my phone on the internet too? Yeah, my phone's on it too. Hang on, man. This phone is going crazy. I got the ringer off. So guess what happened? So my dude calls me up and he says, hey, SoCal. I said, what up? Yeah, Miami to Florida. Dad headed all the way back home. Because I'm not going to haul nothing cheap, bro. I'm telling you. I'm dead serious when I say that shit. And I know everybody's idea of cheap is different, but my idea is my idea. Everybody else can do what they want to do. So Aaron says, truck broke down in the new truck in the shop. So you guys know these went down for 4 seconds? All right. I don't know what the fuck happened. So no, you guys are saying new truck, but no, broke down on the side of the road. What the fuck, Chuck? We're gonna make some episodes of his ass. Credit Chuck. But anyway, so my mentee hits me up, says, hey, SoCal. I said, what's up? Man, you saved my fucking ass. I said, really? Like a whole nother tune. I'm trying to tell you, for all these months, man, I'm telling you, I felt like a parent telling a kid something, even though it wasn't that kind of relationship, right? Like, no, don't do that. Candy is bad, right? But every time he's like, hey, man, I really want to go get this new, because he got the credit. He can go get the new truck. He has the credit. He's got everything. He can go get the new truck, all that shit. Matter of fact, if I remember correctly, he actually ran his credit and got approved for the new truck. He actually got that far. And I said, no, bro, don't do that. Don't do that. Trust me, don't do that. Now, it's hard when you're on YouTube to tell people you don't know. But of course, I broke bread with him and all that. Like I said, he bought a truck for me before. So, but the whole thing is this. I realize there's a lot of people on social media, on YouTube and all that, and they tell you shit and it's misleading, right? I get that, you know, people get on here, they mislead you, they don't take their own advice, they crash out, they're fucked, and they get off YouTube. I get all that shit, right? But this dude was so excited when he called me and said, man, I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. He was so excited, I couldn't get the dude to slow the fuck down. He was telling me how much he appreciated me. Like, you don't gotta appreciate me, man. Like, just listen what I'm telling you. Is all I'm asking you to do. I mean, I don't make money on nobody's success, even that watches me, but one thing I do know is the more successful people in trucking, the more it can slow down the autonomous trucks and all the bullshit that all of us hate to see happen, right? So if I can get on this motherfucker, man, and help you guys out to be successful, it ain't gonna stop that bullshit, but hopefully it can slow it down enough to where, man, you guys can get in and get out, right? So I was like, so what the fuck happened to Chuck? God dang it. All this time, what the fuck happened to Chuck? I was like, he's making all this more money than you. He's getting a whole lot more goddamn fucking, he's getting a whole lot more better fucking fuel economy than you. He's telling you how you're the fucking idiot for driving that truck and he's the best thing smoking with the best ideas. This dude was even talking shit about me. Chuck was even talking shit about me. It got to the point I'm like, let's call Chuck on three-way. He had me on the phone. So hold up, he called Chuck, said I got SoCal on the phone. That bitch motherfucker wouldn't even get on the phone with me. Because all I was gonna do was hit him up. Knowledge for knowledge, right? I like that, right? Cool challenge. I wasn't gonna go beat his ass or nothing because that ain't deserving, but knowledge for knowledge, right? I mean, what's up? And he wouldn't get on the fucking phone. He wouldn't get on the phone. What's going on? What's going on? So he said, man, he goes, Chuck. Now, that's not really his name. We're just using Chuck, right? Because that's the whole thing. I'm going to name people like that situation I told you a Chuck. So when you're on when you're at the truck stop, count how many Chucks there are because there's a lot of fucking Chucks out there. Fuck Chuck. Because Chuck don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Chuck will have you fucking crash the fuck out, right? Fuck Chuck, right? There's a lot of Chucks. So these motherfuckers, we're going to call them Chucks. His real name ain't Chuck, but we're calling him a Chuck because that's how he acted, right? I said, so what the fuck happened to Chuck? He says, he's not working at Landstar no more. Said, oh, fuck. What happened? He was making all this fucking money. He was making fun of you because he was making all this fucking money and you're the dumbass, right? It's a, you guys see the scenario of the first Chuck and the next door neighbor? See, my mentee had, he has money in the bank. He was comfortable. He was. He would make his money with his paid off truck and put the money in the bank. He was comfortable. He didn't have a house note or nothing. He was in the truck. Think about that. He was, when I tell you he was comfortable, he was motherfucking comfortable, people. He said, Chuck don't work at Landstar no more. I was like, oh, fuck. What happened? His truck got repoed. His truck got fucking repoed, people. It got repoed. So my guy was like, man, I appreciate you, man. Keep me grounded. I know I didn't want to hear it. Appreciate keep me grounded because I'm still fucking here at goddamn fucking Landstar making my money. And he's repoed the fuck out and out of business. These fucking Chucks will get you guys crashed the fuck out Fast as fuck. Fuck Chuck. All this time, Chuck was telling my guy how fucking dumb he was. But the whole time that motherfucker was miserable trying to keep that stupid ass truck payment. And trying to keep that stupid ass truck. I'm famous with correct guesses, but I couldn't even guess that. This motherfucker, boy. And you know what's funny? They were cool. They supposed to be friends and all that kind of shit, right? They were cool as fuck, right? Guess what? What happened to the friendship? Chuck was so embarrassed he didn't call my guy no more. That friendship was done and over with. He was embarrassed. He was embarrassed. Chuck talking about how much money he made over my guy, how much more better his fuel fucking mileage was. All that shit wasn't enough to fucking make his truck payment. Chuck got his shit repoed. Fuck Chuck. Can we all type in my comments, fuck Chuck? Let me see how many people believe me, or not believe me, but believe in fuck these Chucks out here, man. If we put fuck Chuck in the comments, man, because these motherfuckers will crash you guys the fuck out. If you guys don't believe in Chuck, just put fuck Chuck in the comment section. We're all grown people. We can type that shit in. It's nice to see that you're knowing the SoCal. What? SoCal Robin? What that means? Chuck needs to learn how to use a big machine. Oh, it probably won't let you put fuck Chuck, but you can, you know what I'm saying. However you guys want to do it, man. But seriously, bro, like these motherfuckers will have you guys crash the fuck out, bro. Like that shit is dumb as fuck, man. But yeah. Anyway, what do you say? I was saying it to Robin, make you uncomfortable. Oh, okay, I get it. So Robin is I'll make you uncomfortable. That's his name. His government. All right, I get it. Oh, that's right, mate. Yeah, man. So that's some crazy shit, man. So back on this whole story and all this shit, I'm hoping you guys learn some shit, man. It's cool to have credit. It's cool to have credit cards. But misusing the credit cards, misusing your credit line, credit, like you got to be careful of that shit, man. Because let me tell you guys something. If you guys don't have the money in the bank and you're swiping the fuck out of these credit cards, at any time, this credit card company can cut your credit line down and it'll kill off your credit score. Be really careful of that shit. If Chuck had 30 grand in the bank and his credit cards come back down to 10 grand, Chuck could have said, fuck you motherfuckers, and sent them a $10,000 a piece credit card payment, zeroed those bitches out. He would have saved his credit score. But here's the fucked up part, right? A lot of parents, a lot of people, schools, everything else, they really don't teach kids or teach people really the value of credit and how to use your credit the right way. You know what I mean? Now, I ain't perfect. I can fuck up as well as you guys can fuck up. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is the truth is still the truth, and it is what it is, right? It doesn't veer or differ from anybody else. It's just what it is. And I remember a long time ago, back in the Travel Loco was, everybody's a travel big cat and everybody's a Travel Loco. I broke bread with the owner like 3 times. Like he showed me his whole breakdown of what he charged the drivers, how much he paid for the truck. He gave me the whole breakdown before I can agree that I thought that lease that he had was all right. But one thing I told him they should do was before anybody leased a truck, do a class to teach them about business and to teach them how to leverage credit. And a lot of people don't know how to, honestly, a lot of people don't know how to do that. Honestly, they don't. Now, sometimes you guys can't help it. Sometimes you guys could have 30,000, 50,000 in the bank, and you get breakdown after breakdown after breakdown after breakdown. Next thing you know, it eats up all your money, and now you're stuck using credit cards, right? I get all that shit. But this goes all the way back to the older the truck, the better you are. The older the truck. Look, guys, I'm telling you this right now. I'm waiting for fucking you can believe and think whatever the fuck you want about Trump. If they throw CARB completely out, where I can have any truck that I want, and California says, hey man, you can have any year truck you want, I'm gonna start buying older trucks. I want like a 2002 379 with a big ass cat. Or I'll get an older truck like a 2008 or 2009 and delete the fuck out of it. Like I've been. Let me tell you guys something. I've been deleting trucks since 2008. I've been deleting trucks longer than some people have been in business. I've been deleting trucks probably longer than some people have commercial driver's licenses. I get inspected at the scales. I haven't gotten in any trouble. Went through CARB, all that bullshit. The scare tactic these people got on this motherfucker, oh, it's against the law, but they speed. Well, speeding's against the law. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to delete a truck because it's against the law, but your brakes are shot and you haven't fixed them. That's against the law. You're too broke to fix them. See, the whole thing is, unless it's benefits them, they feel until that happens that you shouldn't do it. What a red top. And that's crazy shit. But if you guys have an early 90, now I don't want to go, me myself. Now there's nothing wrong with going mechanical, right? But I don't want to go too old, right? I don't want a mechanical engine because I want cruise control. See, a lot of you guys don't know too much about this truck shit. But if you go to back in the days, old trucks, they didn't have cruise control. They had this device they installed in the truck. Now, I don't even know what the fuck the goddamn device is called, but it's almost like when you want to idle up your truck, you got this little knob and you pull it up and it stays, and your engine idles high as fuck. Like if you're trying to today they use cruise control, but back then they had to use this device, right? So if you want to blow off a load of powder or whatever, that's how you idle the shit up for the blower, right? Back in those days, they would use that for cruise control. The only difference is when you hit the brakes and all that shit, it don't disengage. The only way that bitch will disengage if you fucking grab that handle and pull it back in. It's like like the old shit on chokes, like you pull the choke out, like on a motorcycle, pull the choke in and out. That's what the device was on the trucks that they would add on the mechanicals. They'd use that shit for cruise control, but that shit is dangerous. But so what I'm saying is, like, I'll even take a 2008. I'll just delete the fuck out of it, right? But I want when I get a cat, I want a 34.6E, right? Not a B, or a C15. That's it. Like, I want to go back and get older shit. You know what I mean? This new stuff ain't it. I mean, they look nice and new and pretty and nice and cool, but at any time, that truck can say, well, guess what? It's time to fuck you. And you can be all knowledge in the world. And if that thing decides to be fucking retarded, have electrical problems and all kinds of shit, no matter how much, yeah, PTO. There you go. Thank you. Appreciate it. PTO. Yep. But the whole thing is, the truck at any time can just fuck you off. Now, you can be as knowledgeable as you want. And if that truck decides to have problems that's out of your control, then you're at the mercy of the dealership. And the dealership We're talking about warranty people now. And the dealership people, they don't have mechanics, they got technicians. There's been so many times I hear people, they go in for something and it keeps happening. Now, we all know if you like these shiny brand new trucks and it stays in the fucking shop, I don't got to tell you what's going to happen to the bank account. You guys already know. What happened to the good old broom handle on the gas pedal? Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it sucks, man. Use a Saratoga and don't drive at night. It just sucks, man, because you can do everything you're supposed to do and shit out of. Well, let's use James for a second, right? James Best. Like he got in a or truck crash, right? Totaled the shit out, right? Now, you guys saw on the live feed, I tried to tell him what I would do, right? If I was him, what I would do is buy the truck back or keep the truck, buy it back, whatever the fuck, whatever you got to do to keep the Peterbilt. Tow the motherfucker to the Migos because I've used them my whole trucking career because I don't trust dealerships for nothing. I even have guys, mechanics, not technicians. I even have mechanics even come to my yard also. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you an example about something. 2 days ago, my driver is going up the big hill on the 15 freeway. And again, here we go, right? This new shit. You know the plastic radiators, right? Metal and plastic. Well, the radiator decides to pop, boom, right there on the fucking side of the freeway, and the radiator shot. Now, everybody else had crazy ass prices, right? I'd have to tow it, first of all, or figure out how to drive it there without blowing the fucking engine up, right? But thank you for the Migos. And this, when I say Migos, there's no disrespect on none of that at all, right? Thanks for them, right? They showed up. They had my and the shops were quoting 6 hours, 8 hours, all that shit. This motherfucker shows up, calls a buddy, grabs the fucking brand new radiator, slides over to my truck. I was up and running in 3 hours. And paid cheap. And got quality work. Up and running in 3 hours. The crazy thing is when that happened, I jumped in my new truck because I'm telling you, just sits around, right? I jumped in my new truck. I told my driver, hey, man, I'm going to give you my new truck. Just don't, chill out in it. You know what I'm saying? Don't fart in the seat. Don't throw chips on the floor, all that, because I put new carpet and everything in it, right? Take it easy on my truck. No problem. So I'm halfway there when the Migos said, man, I'll knock it out in 3 hours. I said, shit. He's still like an hour and a half for me. He'll be halfway done by the time I get there with my truck. I turned back around, took my truck back to the yard. He was up and running, didn't even miss a fucking beat. And I tell James, don't use Peterbilt, use the Migos. But see, I don't know what's wrong with people, man. Maybe that's how certain states, how certain people grow up. Maybe, I don't know. I'm in California, right? And maybe somewhere else in California, but in my world, we don't see people in color, right? We don't look at folks as anything else but who they are. And as far as mechanics, we look at them as experience, not what kind of shop they got or what their shop looks like or any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't judge none of that crap. So look at the radiator, bro. Like the shop wanted to charge me 6, 7, 8 hours. Dude knocked it out in 3. Now, fuck the money part about it. Let's get the truck on the road. He's loaded. We got to deliver the load, right? We got to take care of the customer, right? See what I'm saying? 3 hours, boom, knock that bitch out on the fucking road. On the road. So, but if I was James, I'd keep the Peterbilt, sell that Kenworth, since his money since his money's a little funny and we ain't laughing, sell the Kenworth for whatever, 10, 15 G's. Take that money, invest it in the Peterbilt, get that motherfucker on the road. However the fuck you got to get the Peterbilt back. Who gives a fuck? And stay in business. But he wants the dealership to do it. Why do you guys have, let me ask you guys this question, right? Because maybe I don't know better. Why do you guys have so much faith in dealerships? I know so many Amigo shops, right? Where their dad opened up the shop and been there for 20 years. The son grew up. Like I know this one particular shop, I knew the son growing up. He was 12 years old working on trucks. This kid is grown now with kids. You don't trust that shop because they're the Migos, but you trust Kenworth, Peterbilt, Freightliner, whatever, because of what? Because they're the dealership, but there's no mechanics, they're technicians. And really, how many of you guys, and I'm gonna get off here, how many of you guys actually talk to a technician at a dealership? And you're like, fuck, this guy really knows his shit. How many times have you guys walked in a dealership and you talk to a motherfucker and you're like, wow, feel good. He really knows his shit. Not happened to me before at all. The dealership is where people go to learn and they're brand new. Aaron said it. Aaron said it. I sold my truck to pay off debt, but now I want to get back into it. Would now be a good time? New age, of course, is a good time. Of course, it's a good time. Trucks are cheap as hell. Trucks are cheap as hell right now. Could get used. LOL. There's nothing funny, nothing wrong getting used, man. I'm trying to tell you guys, and I'm telling you from experience. I've had brand new, and I've had used trucks. And most of the time, when you talk about older trucks, the only time they're old and raggedy ass, busted up trucks is because the driver does not have the knowledge to do preventive maintenance on the truck, so they turn into a piece of shit. You guys just had a fucking truck show. You guys just went to the truck show and looked at all those old ass trucks, but look nice, and you stood next to that motherfucker and took pictures next to it. You guys grabbed the 10-4 magazine and look at the old ass trucks in there. Crazy, right? What makes an old truck a raggedy ass truck is the driver in the motherfucker or the owner. Because they don't. I can take a truck, an older truck. I don't give a fuck if it's in your backyard. I don't give a fuck if it was in your fucking barns and the cows and chicken shit all over it. I can take that motherfucker, go through that fucking truck, and be out here running, making money, not be in the shop all the time. Because I got the knowledge to look at a truck and know what the fuck's going on. Let me give you a scenario, right? James, one time, he's in that T680, right? Some of you guys know this because you used to bitch about it. Some of you guys don't, right? And his truck always leaned to the right. It was either lean to the right, lean to the left. I don't fucking remember, but it leaned one way or another way. And he would bitch and complain. I took it to this shop, took it to this shop, took it to this shop, took it to this shop. I took it to this shop. I took it to this shop. And they can't fucking find out what's wrong with the truck. They can't figure it out. I guess that's just the truck. I guess that's just how it goes. I guess that's just the character of that truck. I just got to just live with it. Me and Freud met up with them. We met up with them all in Vegas on that meet and greet shit. And Oser, I think Oser's driving the truck. Oser, whoever the fuck, was there with the truck. I did a quick 5-minute walk around the whole truck, told him everything wrong with the truck, and told him why the fucking truck was leaning. Me. I told him why the truck was leaning. Good old me. I don't even own a shop. But he took it to all these other shops and they couldn't figure it out. And the whole fucking time, the bushings were shot on the leaf springs. Did you guys know when you guys look at the leaf springs, if the leaf springs is touching the fucking hanger, that the fucking bushings are shot? Probably not. But that's what the fucking problem was. I told him there at that time, and he went and got it fixed. But how many of his shops did he go to and they couldn't figure it out? No, guys, I'm not the smartest motherfucker in the world. I learn every day like you guys learn every day. I don't know every fucking thing. But when I grew up in trucking, my dad and everybody else said, son, you need to know what's up with this truck, or you'll be on the side of the road, flat ass, busted and fucked. So I had to learn that shit. And learn I did. But just because a motherfucker's got a shop don't mean they know how to work on trucks. Anyway, people, appreciate the 62 people in here. I'm out of here, man. I got shit I gotta go do. I gotta go to the bank, people. I love going to the bank. Don't you guys enjoy going to the bank? I do. I'm going to the bank, people. You guys have fun, enjoy your day and everything else, man. Until next time, man. If you ain't subscribed, you better do so, because you're gonna lose a lot of drip, man, a lot of knowledge, man. So I'm out of here, man. Until next time. I appreciate everybody hitting the like button, showing attendance. Appreciate everybody fuck with me in this live stream for this whole, what is it, hour and 30 fucking minutes. God damn. My dad keeps saying, because I like to drop videos and go live for my dad, right? He keeps saying, son, like the last one, son, I like watching all your videos, son, but I ain't got no fucking 5 hours to sit back and watch it. So I try to make them as short as I can, because I guarantee you he don't have the hour and a half to watch this one either. So, but yeah, just think about it, man. Remember what I tell you guys. Fuck Chuck. Fuck Chuck. Don't let Chuck crash you guys the fuck out. Fuck Chuck, man. And nobody likes it, fuck them too. Fuck Chuck. Don't let these motherfuckers crash you out and cost you your business.